While exploring an abandoned asylum, a couple records a raspy voice that whispers, "Hi, Stacey," and a strange figure appears at the end of the hallway. A woman investigating St. Albans Sanatorium caught 2 eerie EVPs, one in a room where a woman took her own life, and the other in a haunted bathroom in the attic. And at Montana State Prison, paranormal investigators capture a voice crying out for help. These are mysterious, unexplained sounds recorded in abandoned places. A Redditor named Kaylee Love shared a creepy experience she and her partner Jared had during a spontaneous visit to an abandoned mental asylum. The couple, who run a paranormal investigation team called Love to Investigate, had just finished investigating a haunted prison the night before when they noticed the asylum on Google Maps and decided to check it out on their way home. They didn't expect much, especially since it was broad daylight and they only had one phone with limited memory and battery to record the visit. After uploading the footage to their YouTube channel, though, a subscriber pointed out something they'd missed. There was an EVP and a solid figure standing at the end of the hallway, appearing to watch them. When they reviewed the footage, they were shocked to see what looked like a girl in a hospital gown with long black hair. Neither of them had seen anyone at the time, even though they'd both looked down that hallway multiple times. Take a look at this. So did you catch that? Here it is, slowed down a little bit. I don't know, to me that looks like Reagan from The Exorcist, like the hospital gown and everything. And like I said, they picked up some eerie audio as well. See if you can hear this raspy male voice that says, "Hi, Stacey," over Kaylee's own voice.
What's that? Whoa.
Now, Jared wasn't speaking, and the voice sounded like it came from behind her, she said. They now believe the voice could belong to a former doctor from the asylum who may have been aware of the girl's spirit before they were. Maybe that mysterious figure in the hallway that was watching them was named Stacey. Michelle Swope is a paranormal investigator who spent a lot of time at the abandoned St. Albans Sanatorium in Virginia. Over a decade ago, she worked there during Halloween events, gave ghost tours, and carried out her own investigations in her free time. Using just a basic digital recorder, Michelle would sit alone in different parts of the building and ask questions in the dark, hoping to catch responses from spirits. In 2012, she focused on capturing electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs. These are unexplained voices that show up in recordings even though no one heard them in person. She ended up recording 2 EVPs that really stood out. One of them came from a place called Rebecca's Room, said to be one of the most haunted rooms in the building. Take a listen to this. Very carefully, you'll hear a woman's voice saying, "Someone is driving me nuts." According to local legend, Rebecca was a patient who took her own life in the room after a miscarriage. Michelle's second EVP was recorded in a bathroom in the attic. While sitting on the floor beside a bathtub, she asked questions, hoping for a response. When she reviewed the recording later, she heard a voice say, "The floor is getting wet down here," followed by a train going by. No one else had been in there with her at the time. Now, I've heard lots of supposed EVPs before. The quality of these ones isn't great because of the limited equipment she had at the time, but there are clearly words being spoken in these, full sentences. Pretty creepy stuff. The old Montana State Prison in Deer Lodge is known for being one of the most haunted places in the state. A paranormal group called Tortured Souls Investigations recorded audio inside the prison, and what they captured was pretty disturbing. In the recording, you can clearly hear a voice saying a woman's name, followed by another voice desperately pleading, "Help me."
Were you a prisoner here? Were you a guard here?
The team insisted that the voice didn't come from anyone in the group and that they only heard it when the recording was played back later. Montana State Prison has a long and violent history. It opened in 1871 and closed in 1979. Conditions inside were known to be pretty rough. Over the years, there were riots, countless violent deaths, overcrowding. One of the most famous events was a major riot in 1959 where guards were taken hostage. The National Guard had to be called in. 2 inmates died during that standoff. Since the prison shut down, people have reported all kinds of strange experiences. All your standard ghostly fare, like cold spots, shadowy shapes lurking in corridors, footsteps, and of course, unexplained voices like the one you just heard. The paranormal investigation team Tortured Souls Investigations also explored a high school in Montana where students had claimed to experience some unexplained things. During their investigation, a team member picked up something about as eerie as it gets, disembodied voice saying "mommy." This isn't an EVP. They heard it as they were recording, and the voice repeats a few times. Take a listen to this.
And the ramp going down into the auditorium.
Can you do it again?
So that one gives me shivers. I mean, it's just so classically horror movie. Something about kids and old people and abandoned places. Ghosts of kids and old people. I don't know what it is. It just creeps me out. This next one comes from Reddit user Haunted Luca, who recorded some very unsettling stuff from an abandoned railway tunnel. Apparently around 300 people died here in 2 cave-ins when it was being built in the 1800s. Take a listen to this. Now, I have no way of knowing if this is staged, but there are some pretty creepy noises here. Very guttural, almost demonic sounding. Haunted Luca added in the comments that he got EVPs in the tunnel either by asking them to speak or leaving the recordings for a few hours in the pitch black tunnel late at night. The tunnel is about 700 meters in a national park surrounded by bushland. And according to the uploader, not long after he got these recordings, a boy disappeared near the tunnel during the day and was found dead weeks later. This video became pretty well known online in the spooky side of the internet. It was originally uploaded by a man named Frank, who runs the YouTube channel Exploring Abandoned Mines in Unusual Places. Here he's exploring the abandoned Horton Mine in Nevada. He briefly explored here a year before and had a creepy encounter when a chain started swinging on its own. Just one single chain. So when he came back to explore it about a year later, he was pretty hesitant. And when he heard strange noises coming from deep inside the abandoned mine, it was all the confirmation he needed that this was not a place he wanted to be.
All the cascading water and what the fuck is that?
Now, strangely, the clip you just watched was actually removed from the original video for some reason. Nobody knew why, and a lot of people have been perusing the internet in search of this clip until a helpful Reddit user shared the snippet. Pretty bizarre, definitely adds to the mystery. Hey, behind you! How many people actually looked behind them? Well, when is that series of words ever a good thing? I mean, you only hear it when you're about to be hit with something, or there's a ghost standing behind you. Well, Reddit user Black Eleanor68 recorded someone or something saying those words while carrying out a paranormal investigation in their basement. Take a listen to this. They only heard this while playing back the recording after the fact. And I mean, ghosts just need to get better at their communication skills. If you're gonna warn someone that something's behind them, kind of helps if they actually hear it at that moment. What you're about to hear became one of the most mysterious noises ever recorded in the United States. It's known as the Forest Grove noise. In February of 2016, people in Forest Grove, Oregon started hearing a strange high-pitched sound late at night. It was loud, lasted anywhere from 10 seconds to a few minutes, and it would come and go without warning. One woman posted a video of the sound on the city's Facebook page, and the story quickly spread. City officials looked into it. The Department of Forestry said it wasn't their equipment. The gas company NW Natural confirmed there were no gas line issues. The Public Works Department and the Fire Department also couldn't figure it out. Even a physics professor, Andrew Dawes, tried mapping the locations where people heard the sound, but but he couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from. By the end of February, over 200 calls had been made to police, but after February 27th of that year, the sound suddenly stopped and was never heard again. Eventually, investigations stopped, and the case was closed without an answer. This case was so strange, though, that later that year, a local theater even turned the mystery into a haunted house attraction called Aliens in the Grove.
Whoa, do you hear that noise? Sounds like jumping noises. Damn.
These strange sounds are often referred to as skyquakes. The mysterious sounds seem to come from the sky, often compared to cannon fire, thunder, explosions. Some say they sound like trumpets in the air. They've been reported all over the world, near coasts, in the mountains, quiet rural areas. What makes them so strange is that there's no visible cause. No storm, no earthquake, no plane overhead, just a loud, unexplained boom that sometimes rattles windows or shakes the ground. People have reported them since at least the 1800s. There are a lot of theories here. Some scientists think these sounds might come from underwater gas explosions, shifting tectonic plates, pressure changes in the atmosphere. Others think they could be caused by meteorites or distant thunder bouncing through the air in strange ways. Sonic booms from aircraft are also sometimes blamed, but a lot of reports happen when there aren't even any planes nearby. Alright, there's been a ton of ghost stuff on this list. I'll close out with something a little different. Something recorded underwater. Deep underwater. What you're about to listen to is known as the Upsweep. The Upsweep was first recorded by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1991, using underwater microphones in the Pacific Ocean. It's been recorded pretty regularly ever since it was first discovered. Scientists haven't been able to figure out exactly where or what's causing it. One theory is that it's related to underwater volcanic activity, but that's just one idea. Sound seems to peak during spring and fall, which has led some to think it could be connected to seasonal changes in the ocean, whatever that means. The sound has changed slightly over time, but it keeps the same general pattern. The Upsweep is still one of the most unexplained ocean sounds ever recorded. I've been your host, James. I'll catch you, yes you specifically, in the next video.